Today, we're talking about jury duty. Hello, welcome to the show. So today's subject we talk about is jury duty. Yeah. To the people who have never been picked for jury duty, you are like the blessed people, because jury duty is one of the worst things in the world, in my opinion. But I'm going to give you some tips to handle jury duty, and I will tell you my story about it along the way. First thing first, jury duty, when you get one of those letters in the mail, it is mandatory. It is mandatory. Do not think, oh man, this is jury duty, I'm just going to skip by, they won't know it. So the people who didn't come, they would give these failure to appears to them. I don't know how serious that was, but they was saying, go pick them up. So I think you gotta take it serious. So I was going to, my license had expired, so I had to get them renewed. But then they told me I needed 2 forms of residency. I was being lazy, because sometimes I get lazy, and so they just told me to go across the street to get a voter's registration form. Got the voter's registration form, put all my address on it. That's what got me. About 3 weeks later, in the mail, I get it. I get the letter, and I'm like, oh man, how do I get out of this? There's no way out of it. So I'm panicking, because I've never did it before. But they give you $25 per day that you have jury duty. I'm not a morning person. That's what got me. So I had to get up, go. You go in, you do the search. They search you and all that. And there's maybe 90 or probably even 100 other people who could get selected as a juror. A juror, that's what they was calling it, juror. Anyway, so you could get selected. I had a family member in there with me, and we was playing and talking like it was okay. They're real uptight about your cell phones being on, so you gotta at least turn that volume down. But anyway, so we're in there. They're doing like a little roll call. They call everybody, and they're actually choosing people. They're choosing people. They get past me. I'm like, oh man. And they stop like 2 rows behind us. And I'm like, okay, well. So then they're choosing us. And then they choose us. Guess what? Guess who get picked? Yeah, me. I was like, man, are you serious? My family member got let go. They told us, they put us in groups and told us to, they told my group to come back at 2 o'clock. So I'm like, man, it's only 9, 10 in the morning. So I got to stay out all day just to come right back to court. So anyway, I come on back, it's 2 o'clock now. They're eliminating groups. So they get rid of 2 groups, and then it's up to the group before us. By now, it's like 4 o'clock, and they're like, we know you guys are tired, you've been here all day, we want to let you all go home, and we'll come back tomorrow. I'm thinking, no, let's do this today, because I don't want to come back tomorrow. They put us in like a room before we leave. They put us in a room, and we're sitting there, and then they're like, I'll let you see the people on the case. And we saw the people, and I was like, man, I'm really not even feeling this. They're like, come back tomorrow. I take it upon myself to go to the clerk, and I asked to speak to the judge, because I really was not feeling this. And so I go to the clerk and I say, can I speak to the judge? It's very important. He's very nice too. And she says, sure. Take me to the judge. This is a true story. This is a true story. I say, Your Honor, I don't think I'm cut out for this. I seen the guy, he looked guilty. I think he's guilty. He looked at me and he winked at me, Your Honor. I think he's guilty. I already got a closed mind on it. I don't think I'm good to be a juror. And I'm really thinking this will work, you know. But he's like, no, don't worry about it. Just clear your mind. You know. Just go in with an open mind, and you can be a good juror. And the chances are you may not even get picked tomorrow. Just come on tomorrow and do your thing. So I'm like, oh man. So I gets up, goes to jury duty the next day. They're picking us now. the two lawyers have their side, and they're like choosing the jurors, that row and this row. So I'm looking like, oh man, this is gonna get to us. And this is funny because like it's a guy right here and there's a woman right beside him. The guy right there on the other side of the woman, they stopped on him. He was the last juror that they picked. And the rest of us was like, oh my gosh. And the judge said, there's nothing wrong with you all who didn't get picked. We want to always say thank you for your duty. All court cases are open to the public, so you all can stay if you want to. I kid you not. The whole side got up and left. It was in unity. Yes, and then 2 weeks later, they mailed me a check for $50 in the mail. And that was the worst $50 I ever had to make. And I do not want to do it again. But that's just my opinion as a juror in jury duty. I didn't like it. I'm sorry. So the rules to being a juror, you have to be there, you have to report, you have to be on time, you have to come dressed casual, and you have to have your phones completely off because they are real iffy about that. And then you have to have an open mind if you're picked. Thank goodness I wasn't picked. But to some people, they probably have other things that impress them. It's just something I do not find fun at all. I don't like to be able to. I don't want to be all up in people's business for one thing, and it's just not my forte. I'm sorry, but to each his own. Maybe some of you can tell me about some of your experiences as a juror on jury duty that you can convince me to say maybe it's not a bad thing. But right now, I really don't believe that, and I would say you're wrong. Nicely though, very nicely. I don't think anyone really wants to judge another person. To some people, it probably comes natural. But to some other people, it's probably not something they would like to do. And jury duty, to me, kind of felt that same way. I know as a citizen, we all have things that we're supposed to do that we just don't want to. I guess if you're in this situation and you don't want to do it, I would say find something good about it and try to make it fun. You can't get out of it because it's mandatory. Well, it's your duty. Until next time, good night everyone. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you won't miss a second of that Halltalk show. I'm your host, Darrell Hall. See you next time.